What is up, everybody? I'm Nolex Given here with your afternoon snap, and today I'm going to take a look at the developer update for May 2023 in Marvel Snap Guardians Greatest Hits. I think we're going to see some new cards, and we'll talk about what's coming up in the next season of Marvel Snap. They always do such a great job with these. I got some Guardians of the Galaxy theme stuff, and I think Nebula is the season pass card. I think a lot of this has been like data mined.
106 FM. Prepare yourself for the most totally
Star-Lord
season of Marvel Snap the Galaxy has ever known. I mean, is it awesome? Duh. Keep your feet
Oh, we
on
just
the
saw the
ground
cards there.
and keep reaching for the stars.
I looked away from the screen. Okay, there's Nebula. Now,
Crank it to the max and get ready to rock out.
I will say Nebula is the only card that I don't know from this screen. Okay, well, obviously Gamora, that is just a reskin here.
Marvel Snap the Galaxy has ever known. I mean, is it awesome? Duh.
But High Evolutionary, Living Tribunal, and Howard the Duck, I already know what those do. Maybe we can still talk about them a little bit. But Iron Lad and Nebula, the season pass card, I don't know about. Now, don't really have to know about Nebula because I'm not going to buy the season pass, but let's hear what Ben Brode has to say here.
Crank it to the max and get ready
I like the
to
mixtape
rock
card
out
back,
to
though.
the
That's
Guardians'
cool.
Greatest Hits.
I think I just saw Ben Brode with long hair. Yeah.
Welcome back
Nice.
to KMS 1988 Radio. It's a beautiful night in Missouri, and that little ditty was another of the Guardians' greatest hits. I bet you want to hear Gamora that catalog, am I right? Ha! Anyway, this is your radio
KMS
star
for
Ben Brode
Marvel
from
Snap.
Second Dinner, never napping, always snapping, right here on your radio dial. I've got a bodacious playlist coming up for you, and I'm amped to introduce these new artists. First up is
We need a never napping, always snapping player title now, of course.
our season pass superstar. She turns any location into a house party, even though she'd rather be dancing with herself. Oh, it's Nebula. Nebula's a one-cost, one-power card, but
Each turn, I'm sure he's going to read it too. Each turn your opponent doesn't play a card here, +2 power. I thought it said she was a 4/6 a second ago. Was that just Iron Lad or was that... No, this definitely says 4/6 on it. Awkward. This is Nebula, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought we were about to see a 4/6, but instead, Nebula is a new 1/1 that encourages your opponent to continue to play to that location. So you want to draw her early. She's like a Kitty Pryde in that capacity. Yeah, no wonder that. I mean, this has got to be brand new, assuming that the it was previously data mined to be a 4/6. So let's think about this. This is pretty good. It's worse when other people are playing low to the ground decks, but you think about if you play it on turn 1, it's at least a 1/3. Because, well, save Beast and Carnage, your opponent can only play cards to that location 4 times, which means one of those times they're not going to be able to do so. If you play it to a location where your opponent already has cards, then they're going to have to make even tougher decisions around it. And yeah, seems pretty cool. There's also some cheeky stuff you can do with this, like follow up with a Cosmo on turn 3. And now your opponent is like, yeah, even more disincentivized to play there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else like Cosmo. I'm not sure. That's the first thing that comes to my mind that's like a little bit cheeky. Knowing that your opponent is somewhat incentivized to play there could allow you to potentially catch them with things like... what's the guy that pushes people away? Juggernaut. What else is there that like cares about? Oh, duh. The Guardians. That's kind of the point of it, isn't it? All right.
Because each turn after you play her, she gains +2 power if your opponent.
That took me way too long to figure out.
What a gnarly distraction for your opponent. Your other guardians like Groot, Rocket Raccoon, and Star-Lord.
Thank you, Ben.
Joining her since they benefit from opponents' cards trying to
This is proof that I haven't looked at this card yet. Did we get a new location there? No, it's just Hala.
Star-Lord will love joining.
We do get some new variants there potentially, though.
She's a primo card to play on turn 1 and in locations where your opponent can't play cards, like Miniaturized Lab, Morag, and the Space Throne. A couple musicians we love here at KMS 1988 Radio have
Yeah, she's
recently
cool in
changed
Space
their look.
Throne. In Space Throne, assuming your opponent plays there once, then she's going to have 4 turns uncontested. So she'll have 9 power there for 1 energy investment. Your opponent basically has to spend 6 energy to beat her there, or play a Killmonger, or a Shang-Chi. But still cool.
Look in preparation for their new albums. Check out these variants for Gamora and Star-Lord. Tubular! This season
I don't care.
pass has a ton of new stuff to collect, including this amazing Nebula variant.
That's cool, though.
The fresh stuff doesn't stop there. No way, dude! We got a posse of new Guardians to join in on the fun. Like Iron Lad, who's a young...
Copy the text of your deck's top card. Oh, okay. I do remember this. So I think it's better to look at this in one more second after they reveal Howard the Duck. This could be a Galactus card. This just allows you one more draw to find Galactus. You don't play Howard in that deck. You just play Iron Lad on turn 5 or on turn 4. No, you play it turn 5 because turn 4 it's not worth playing. You just play your Hobgoblin or your Dr. Rock or something or your Professor. The reason that you don't play this on turn 4 is because then on turn 5 you're going to draw that card anyways. But on turn 5, you play it because turn 6, you're just going to draw Chavez. So that's a pretty good Galactus card. Start saving your tokens.
Younger alternate dimension Kang the Conqueror who travels back in time to defeat himself.
It can hit Kang, too. I think he was mentioning Kang because of some lore reasons, but yeah, if it hits Kang on that final turn, then you get to go again. So that's a wow. Wow, that's going to make Galactus super, super consistent. Uh-oh.
In the future. So Iron Lad can copy the
I'm
text
smiling,
of
but
your
I'm also
deck's
nervous
top card.
about
It's awesome with Iron Man, Black Panther,
how annoyed
Devil
people are going to
Dinosaur.
be
He goes great with Brood
about
and Mr.
this.
Sinister.
Oh, it is
Lad
cool with
can
Black
even
Panther.
copy
That's cute.
Galactus.
They know. They know.
Howard the Duck is a dimension-hopping detective.
So Howard the Duck it could get slotted in there as well. You could, I don't think you want to take out Absorbing Man. I don't know what exactly you want to take out. It's probably something at the top end. Like it's probably Death and Null. It's tough. It's tough. No, it's Death. It's Death because you can also use Iron Lad on turn 6 to hit your Null if you haven't found your Null already. Wow. Iron Lad is going to be good. But what I was getting to is I don't think you need Howard the Duck in that deck specifically, but it is cool. I do like this design space. This thing is really good at making your deck consistent, though. Wow, and I said it was the one card I didn't know. Turns out it might be the one card
Right with Brood and Mr. Sinister.
that I buy.
The Lad can even copy Galactus.
While it's a tier 6. I mean, yeah. That's going to be one of my
Howard the Duck
thumbnails
is a
in the future.
dimension-hopping
It's going to be the
detective
thumbnail of
from
this video,
Duckworld,
actually.
Whose arch nemesis is Dr. Bong. He uses his detective powers to show you the top card of your deck before you draw it.
So let's think about some other implications for Howard the Duck. Oh, by the way, I got a bone to pick with the guy on Twitter that told me I didn't know how to read. Okay, I shouldn't be I should delete my Twitter. I should have deleted it however many months ago, but I do got a bone to pick. It says ongoing, tap this to see the top card of your deck. And Marvel Snap Zone reported this as tap mechanics as seen in Magic the Gathering coming to Marvel Snap. But no, it's the English word tap, as in touch it. You touch it and you see what cards are underneath. I'm not faulting Marvel Snap for getting it wrong, thinking that we have some activated abilities, but it's not like a one-time effect that you can only use once or once per turn or something like that. You just, at any point, you click on the card and you get to see the top card of your deck. I responded to that in the comments of a tweet that Marvel Snap Zone tweeted out, and somebody's like, "You're so dumb, you can't read." And I said, okay, well, first of all, there's no reason to talk to me that way. I'm not going to bother this video. Don't harass the person or go back and find it. But I will be responding to that tweet with a link to this video and saying, because I told him, I said, okay, that's fine. You should be a little bit nicer in how you interact with people online because I am a real person. I think I'm right. You think you're right. We'll see who's right in 2 months. And you can eat your words then. And they were not happy with that response either and continued to be rude. So now we have the satisfaction of being correct. We are the real detectives here.
Detective powers to show you
we'll show
the top
him
card of your
our
deck before you draw it.
our evidence.
This is a great way to ensure you get just what you want with Iron Lad and Jubilee. High Evolutionary is
it's cool with Jubilee as well. I think that when you run... So Jubilee, you sometimes just run for power. Iron Lad, I think sometimes... Iron Lad's more combo-y. But what I was going to say, so like sometimes you just run them for power. You can run them in like a... I almost call it Shana. Zabu deck. They both cost 4. They're both just good stuff. I think if you're just running them for power, you don't need Howard the Duck. And the other time that you can run them is for consistency. In some decks, I think Howard is going to make those cards more consistent. Most of the time, like I'll give you an example. I play Jubilee in my Hela deck. And the point of it is that if I have not drawn Hela by turn 6 or turn 7 if I played Magic, then I play Jubilee and hope to hit Hela. The ability to know whether or not I'm going to hit Hela with Howard is cute, but I don't think it helps with the consistency, which is the whole point of playing those other cards. I think you could maybe play Iron Lad in that same capacity and increase the consistency of your deck, and then play Jubilee, and you can make some really short decks. It's 2 o'clock, so this is when my Marvel Snap video for the day was going to come out. Oh, you know what it did? Let me... In the middle of this video, I'm going to go make my other video for today private because this is going to be my new video for today. Great. But I'll have another cool video tomorrow that I was going to plug because I'm currently live streaming. But yeah, I just don't think that you'll need those cards for additional consistency while also caring that much about what's on top. I don't think Howard's that great, is what I'm getting at. It's cute, but
completely ridiculous.
I don't think you need it other than in like some very specific fun combo decks. But those combo decks typically need so many of the cards that they want. So, yeah, it's a tough sell. Now, this one, I don't think is a tough sell. I think this is a really cool card that a lot of people are going to buy. I don't think it's that great, and I'll tell you why I don't think it's that great in a second, but it's very, very cool. At the start of the game, unlock the potential of your cards with no ability. So you can see back there, it's Wasp and it's Hulk, and then it is also Cyclops, Misty Knight, The Thing, Abomination, and the 2-3. Which is called, I can't remember the name of that one right now, but they all get additional abilities if you have High Evolutionary in your deck at the start of the game. There will be a cute little animation, and they all get abilities. So let's take a look at those abilities now. 4-7, it's whatever. It's just going to matter what those cards do.
He's an evil geneticist who's always trying to bring humanity to the next step of evolution. At the start of the game, he unlocks the secret ability of all of your cards that have no abilities. His
Shocker.
methods may be bogus,
There we go.
but High Evolutionary is like 7 new cards in one. What were we thinking? Check out this playlist. Wasp.
Okay, so Wasp is good. It becomes a 0 energy, 3 power. Pretty good. Not super exciting, but there's not much you can do with Wasp. It costs 0. So it's pretty good. You can double up on it with Wong or Odin, and it's free.
On reveal, afflict 2 random enemy cards here with -1 power. Misty Knight.
When you end a turn with unspent energy, give another friendly card +1 power. This is the one that I have a problem with, and I think you'll see why.
When you end a turn with unspent energy, give another friendly card +1 power. Shocker.
Not that Misty Knight's bad. It's a 1/1 that has like a mini Sunspot ability, or a 1/2 that has a mini Sunspot ability. So it starts with 2 energy over Sunspot, and then you can't sink all of your energy into it, so it's not as good with like She-Hulk. It's not that great.
Turn with unspent energy, give another friendly card +1 power. Shocker.
The leftmost card in your hand costs 1 less. Okay, that one is crazy. Left. So whatever you've had in your hand the longest costs 1 less. That's pretty cool. Yeah, now you can just use, like, you can just play a deck that is High Tribunal and Shocker, and that's it. Like, you don't have to play all of the other ones. So I think that's part of the cool thing to consider with some of these. Again, Wasp, there's not much you can do with it. Misty Knight, it's a 1-drop. Maybe there's not much you can do with that either. I don't even know if people are going to play with Misty Knight at all, and I think that there's a better design choice from it that you'll see in a second. But Shocker, you could just play Shocker High Tribunal in a ramp deck, and that could be exciting. And that ramp deck could even be Galactus. So, yeah, that would be good. It's like another copy of Electro, and Electro is often better than Wave because it is only affecting your own cards. You can go Shocker into nothing on turn 3, but it doesn't matter. You can play High Tribunal, and then you can play Dr. Octopus into Galactus. Seems cool.
On reveal, the leftmost card in your hand.
And maybe you'll still
costs
play Hulk.
1
I'm not sure. We'll have to see in a
Cyclops.
second. Cyclops. When you end a turn with unspent energy... Oh, so Cyclops has this ability. So, again, you kind of want to end a turn with energy unspent, and Shocker maybe helps you do that. So there is some synergy here, and some of these puzzle pieces are coming together. So when you have unspent energy, which is kind of a mechanic, you do the Wasp on reveal.
When you end a
Interesting.
turn with unspent energy, afflict 2 random enemies here with -1 power.
In terms of power level, I think it's pretty good. To 3-4 is fine to bad. I don't know. We'll get to it in a second. Flick a random enemy card here with -1 power. Repeat this 2 more times. So this is just straight up a 4-7. Pretty solid. A little bit understated still, which is kind of crazy. But a 4-7 is respectable. 4-7 is respectable. Your opponent does need to have cards there as well, so that part's a little bit awkward, but
On reveal, afflict
cool.
a random
I
enemy
like
card here.
I like these,
with
like,
-1 power.
I guess they're cassette tape cases. The last two look cool.
Repeat this twice more. Abomination.
Costs 1 less for each enemy card in play that's afflicted with negative power. This is why I have a problem with Misty Knight. Misty Knight should just also be an affliction, I think. I think so. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it would make Abomination too powerful. But it's weird that most of the cards are one thing and then Misty Knight is just like the opposite of that. And I think Misty Knight's going to see no play in these style of decks. I don't think it should. I don't know. You still have some synergy with not spending energy with the Cyclops, but it's just a little bit weird. And then Hulk, I believe,
Costs 1 less for each enemy card in play that's afflicted.
and the important thing to note here is that it's card. So it is not each instance of that -1 power. If you give something -1 multiple times, it's only going to give you 1 discount here. Now, Hulk might function
With
differently.
negative power. Hulk.
+2 power. Oh, okay, that's not what I thought Hulk was going to do. +2 power for each turn you ended with unspent energy. So Hulk goes for the other. So there's kind of like 2 themes. There's unspent energy theme, and there is the... sorry, I got distracted here just thinking about the Hulk. It's cool. I like the Hulk. Hulk could definitely be exciting, but there's the unspent energy theme, and then there's the affliction theme. Hulk is cool. Hulk is another reason that Misty Knight should probably see no play, though. Because Misty Knight is 2 power if you play it, and then maybe more additional power if you leave turns unspent. But you also just add 2 power to your Hulk for doing nothing on turn 1. So probably always skipping Hulk. And this is why I was saying Hulk could be a new interesting finisher in a Galactus list. You play High Tribunal, Hulk, and Cyclops. Galactus lists are often not spending all of their energy. There's my alarm again. I guess I hit the wrong button, but a Galactus list is often spending a decent portion of its energy, but still it's like a very consistent 6 energy, I want to say 16 at the very least. Maybe some games you'll get it to 18, but still a 6/16 is pretty good. And is in some cases that could be bigger than Null for sure. Sometimes Null isn't that big. So kind of a fun thing to think about. I think that Hulk is pretty cool. And it's cool with the other synergies there with Cyclops. Abomination's kind of weird because it means you have to play the other cards, and I don't know how big the payoff is, but at the very least Hulk seems like a lot of power, which is cool. And I don't know if this was their plan from the beginning when they first made the game. Let's introduce these like really cool classic characters in the tutorial. The big one is Cyclops, which has like such a cool animation, but then is just like totally irrelevant in the game. But now Hulk is finally potentially going to get some time to shine. And we'll see. High Tribunal looks fun. I think a lot of people are, like Ben said, you get 7 brand new cards. So some people are going to start their deck list with High Tribunal, the 7 no ability cards, and then fill out the list with 4 other cards from there. Probably some things that afflict, like maybe you could play Wong, you could play Hazmat, Luke Cage, and you still get 1 other card. I don't know if there's anything else other than Hazmat that afflicts your opponent's cards. An abomination is opponent's cards that are afflicted. Yeah. So you can't just use like Typhoid Mary and get that done. But
enemy card in play that's afflicted.
Hulk
You end it
seems cool
with unspent
at the
energy.
very least.
You can use all of the no ability cards together, but you don't have to. Try Super Wasp and Hulk with Lockjaw, or just Misty Knight and Cyclops in your Sunspot and She-Hulk deck. Scorpion and Spider-Woman are also a great combo with the new Abomination.
Spider-Woman. And what was the other card he said? Do you say Cyclops and Spider-Woman?
Scorpion and Spider-Woman.
Scorpion! Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, Scorpion's an insane one. So that's probably a better shell. Spider-Man, Scorpion, all the High Tribunal cards, and then... yeah, Sunspot is not bad still either. Could also play like some kind of weird get out of dodge card. Like you might just want some tech cards in there. You might want Shang-Chi. You might want the new buffed Enchantress. I don't think you want Sarah. Cosmo's always good too. So
Woman are
Anti-
also
some
a
anti-Galactus
great combo
cards are
with
probably
the new
good to have.
Abomination. The Living Tribe.
Now this one is really cool, and I'm also excited about it. I don't know if I'm going to shell out for it immediately, and obviously it does nothing with Galactus, but at the end of the game, split your total power evenly among all locations. That's just cool. That's just cool, and is going to give you some different interesting ways to win. It is probably at its best in like sort of a excuse me, like a Magic Mr. Negative deck that tries to play a bunch of Iron Mans and intentionally gets a lot of power at one location. And just opens up trying to get a whole bunch of power in one location as a strategy. There's probably a better way to do it, but Iron Man is like the first thing that comes to my mind. Let's see what Ben has to
is
say.
the second most powerful being in the entire multiverse. He's in charge of balancing the scales on a cosmic level. Now, he splits your total power evenly among all locations. So with the Living Tribunal, you can slap down humongous power in one lane and spread the love. Try and
That was a
maximize
weird
your power
animation.
with Wong, Black Panther, anything that doubles, like Iron Man or Onslaught. Now, all of these artists will be going on tour soon, so be sure to get tickets for these radical new venues. Deep Space.
Card text is disabled here. Okay. Deep Space, there's nothing for Galactus to eat. Makes sense. Card text is disabled. Huh. So that's going to basically stop everything but still allow you to play. I think people are going to hate it, but seems interesting. Yeah, just a bad Galactus location. I think this is a day where I will not play Galactus. That's what you're supposed to do with it. You can throw Sentry there. You can throw other cards with drawbacks like Red Skull, though it's not quite a Shuri location. Atuma's still good. Sentry, like I said, Typhoid Mary. It's a lot of 4-cost cards. Maybe it's a Zabu location. You're not going to need that much of a commitment to win it, though. And then, like... yeah, you throw... It makes cards like Cosmo stronger, too, because you Cosmo one of the locations, and then you have this at another location. And that just gives your opponent a lot fewer options.
Text is disabled here. It's a tougher ticket, but maybe you could sneak in the side door at Milano.
Milano.
Turn 5.
Turn 5 is the only turn cards can be played here. Okay, so kind of like a mini lab, kind of like the Vault. I like locations like that a lot. I think that they really changed the game in a really fun way. They're also pretty dang powerful for Galactus. It does mean it's sometimes you're going to be snagging priority with your Galactus deck, which potentially makes Shang-Chi go down in value. But I think that locations like this are really good with Storm, Professor X, Spider-Man, specifically because you use those cards on a different location, and then there's just potentially no options for your opponent on the final turn of the game, which allows you to sneak a little win, maybe with Jeff the Baby Land Shark as well. But I like Milano. That might be the only two locations we're getting.
Thank you so much once again for listening.
We only got 2 locations last season, so we're only getting 2 again this season. Let's round out the video. Oh, I did not see some of these comments here, but I think that's going to be it.
To us here at KMS 1988 AM Radio
for the
and for
video.
Playing and supporting Marvel Snap. It means so much to us. We hope you truly love Nebula and the rest of the new cards and Guardians' greatest hits. And please keep the feedback coming. We have people waiting on the line to take your call right now. Until next time, this is Ben Brode. Stay snappy, and I'll see you at the dance-off. Peace!
Cool. That's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm No Lex Given. Peace.